This is one of the most mysterious stories that I've ever heard. And it all started when I was just doing my regular job as a paranormal investigator. I was hired by a private client to go to an old Victorian house that was built in 1898. The home had some strange drafts, some objects moving around on their own, and they were even hearing voices. Now the home had not been properly maintained, and there was a lot of work that needed to be done, but the owners were very excited to move in, even though these things were happening. Now, while I was investigating, I found out that this home used to be a funeral home. So I was too surprised when I started getting messages from spirits that didn't want to leave. But one spirit in particular kept coming up. A little girl who passed away in 1912 at the age of 7 years old. I felt her presence everywhere in the home, and it was really sad. Now, I'd never seen or heard anything like this before. Normally, when a spirit is stuck, it's because they have unfinished business or they're trying to tell us something. But this little girl was everywhere. And I mean everywhere. She was in the walls, she was in the attic, and even in the basement. And the scariest part was she was in the mirror. When I first looked in the mirror, I saw myself, of course, but then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a little girl in a Victorian nightgown. I turned back around to look at her, but she was gone. Then I felt a cold breeze walk right by me. I turned around and the temperature in that room dropped about 10 degrees. And then I heard a voice that said, "Don't believe everything you see." Now, I'm not easily scared, but this was really creepy. I continued to investigate, and I found out that the little girl had passed away in the home, and her body was actually embalmed and buried in the basement. Her name was Mary, and she had died from the Spanish flu. Now, normally, I would recommend that if you're investigating a home, don't do anything that might disturb the spirits that are there. But in this case, I felt that Mary needed to be set free, so I went to the local historical society to find her family members. Now, after contacting them, we found out that Mary's body had never been recovered, and the funeral home had closed down in 1918, right in the middle of the pandemic, so nobody knew where she was buried. We had a ceremony at the home, and I invited all of the family members that I could find. And then we went down into the basement where her body was found. And it was at that moment that I knew that what I had experienced was real. When we opened up the coffin, there was no body inside. It was completely empty. And then, as I was walking up the stairs, I heard Mary's voice say, "Thank you." Now, I don't know where she went, but I do know that she is finally free. Do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments below.